Men in my life had told me that I'm cold, or I'm a cold because I leave when things are done. I was actually going to say,
well, maybe you've been dating, bitch.
Miley Cyrus has finally broken her silence about the shade she threw at Jennifer Lawrence in her Flowers music video, and the internet is going absolutely wild.
A lot of talk that the music video was referencing a secret fling that you had with Liam Hemsworth while he was with Miley Cyrus. Can you please respond to this?
I would love to. Not true. I mean, we all know me and Liam kissed one time. It was years after they broke up.
Have you two ever kissed when the cameras weren't rolling?
Liam and I grew up together. Liam's real hot.
I agree.
What would you have done?
Yes. I would say yes.
Yeah.
Fans have insisted that Miley's stunning gold gown in the video
of the show was the day that I had decided that it was no longer going to work in my life to be in that relationship. Slow down. I have to slow down because this is actually serious.
Just a fashion choice.
I know me and Liam kissed one time. It was years after they broke up.
Okay.
So I just assumed that was a coincidence.
Okay. Thank you for clearing.
Are you satisfied?
Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, I'm happy.
It was a direct shot at Jennifer.
Love is it's not even that.
What is
strong
that?
compared to
Yeah.
what we share.
Yeah. And Josh and Liam love each other more than I think Gail and Peter love each other.
Yes. Yes, we do.
That's true.
In a non-romantic way also.
In a completely romantic way is what I mean.
Love him as a bro.
Who famously wore an almost identical shimmering metallic dress back in 2012 while promoting the Hunger Games.
For our sex scene, I took 2 Pepto-Bismol.
During our sex scene, I felt your dick rubbing into me.
And if that connection wasn't enough,
I understand that when you were kissing Liam, that you would eat tuna and
by
garlic.
the way, thank you for reminding me that I'm mad at Liam. It made news everywhere. Where is he?
Oh, you're mad at Liam?
Okay, yeah.
What happened?
I was never like, hey Liam, I just ate tuna and garlic on purpose. I just would happen to eat something. I didn't change the way I was eating for the kissing.
To stir drama, let's not forget, the Hunger Games also starred Liam Hemsworth, Miley's ex-husband, who Jennifer was constantly rumored to be too close with at the time. That gown wasn't just a gown, it was a message, and now, people believe Miley is finally confirming it. The moment Flowers dropped, theories started flying like wildfire. Fans immediately claimed Miley was leaving behind a breadcrumb trail of breakup Easter eggs, pointing at the gown as a symbol of betrayal, heartbreak, and a quiet way of exposing what really went down between her, Liam, and Jennifer. Some even took it further, suggesting that Flowers wasn't just a breakup anthem, but Miley's ultimate revenge track, one that subtly outed Jennifer Lawrence as the other woman in her marriage. And that's where the big question comes in, was Jennifer Lawrence actually a homewrecker, or is this all just internet-fueled gossip? On screen, Jennifer has always been Hollywood's golden girl, the charisma, the charm, the Oscars, the billion-dollar franchises. But off-screen? Her name has been tied to more than one messy whisper involving men who weren't technically single. For years, the rumors have swirled quietly. Now, thanks to Miley, those whispers are louder than ever, with fans dissecting every angle like detectives on a mission. It's been nearly 2 years since Miley dropped her Grammy-winning anthem, and yet the controversy refuses to die. Now, with her latest comments, fans are convinced she's finally leaning into the speculation, acknowledging that Jennifer Lawrence wasn't just Liam's co-star, but may have played a role in Miley and Liam's split. The theory stretches all the way back to the Hunger Games era, when Jennifer and Liam's sizzling on-screen chemistry spilled into real-life rumors. And with Miley choosing that dress, one eerily similar to Jennifer's red carpet look, it feels less like coincidence and more like a confession. And let's be honest, Miley doesn't do subtle. When she makes a statement, she makes it loud. And if this was her way of confirming what fans have suspected for years, then the shade wasn't just intentional, it was iconic. Jennifer Lawrence herself once threw gasoline on this entire rumor fire when she casually admitted in an interview that she and Liam Hemsworth had shared a kiss off camera. It was cheeky, almost flirty, but the impact was explosive. That one confession sent gossip into overdrive and left fans questioning whether their friendship had ever been as innocent as they claimed. At the time, Miley was deeply in love with Liam, imagining a forever future together. But in hindsight, fans now believe that moment planted the earliest seeds of mistrust, the same seeds that eventually grew into cracks big enough to shatter their marriage. So fast forward to 2023, when Miley dropped Flowers, her ultimate breakup anthem, fans were already on high alert, dissecting every frame for hidden messages. And when she strutted into that glittering gold gown in the music video, the internet lost it. Within hours, viewers had dug up side-by-side comparisons of Miley's look with the metallic dress Jennifer Lawrence wore back in 2012 on the Hunger Games red carpet, with Liam right by her side. The resemblance wasn't subtle. It was uncanny. To fans, this wasn't just a styling choice, it was Miley's way of saying, "I know what you did, and now the whole world does too." TikTok detectives had a field day, splicing clips, screenshots, and theories together, declaring that Miley had just shaded Jennifer with nothing but a dress. The theory spread like wildfire, dominating headlines, timelines, and endless YouTube breakdowns. For months, people swore Miley had finally outed Jennifer as the other woman, without even uttering her name. What made it even juicier? Miley's silence. She didn't confirm it, didn't deny it, she let the internet do the work for her. And now, insiders claim she's leaning into it harder than ever. Whether it's sly comments or subtle digs, fans believe Miley has been dropping breadcrumbs that serve as a wink-wink confirmation of what really went down between Liam and Jennifer. Meanwhile, Jennifer has played it cool. She's laughed off the rumors in interviews, brushing them aside as nothing more than gossip and insisting she and Liam were just friends. But the timing of Miley's behavior has people buzzing. Could she finally be ready to put Jennifer on blast? Has Miley been waiting for the perfect moment to air the truth? The tension feels thicker than ever. And when you pair it with Miley and Liam's rollercoaster history, the drama only deepens. Their love story was one of the wildest Hollywood sagas of the 2010s, equal parts passion, scandal, and heartbreak. It all began back in 2009 on the set of The Last Song, where Miley and Liam first locked eyes. Their romance took off like wildfire, quickly becoming one of the most watched relationships in young Hollywood. There was the fairy tale engagement in 2012, the devastating split in 2013, the dramatic reconciliation in 2016, and eventually their 2018 wedding, which fans thought would seal their forever. But as we all know now, that happily ever after was nothing more than a short chapter in a much messier story. After years of breakups, makeups, and constant tabloid drama, Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth finally tied the knot in a dreamy Malibu wedding in 2018. Fans thought it was the fairy tale ending they had been rooting for since The Last Song. But less than a year later, that fantasy crumbled. By 2020, the divorce was finalized, and it wasn't just a breakup, it was a Hollywood implosion. The split was messy, emotional, and left scars on both sides. But from that heartbreak came one of the most iconic moments of Miley's career, her Grammy-winning anthem, Flowers. Flowers wasn't your average breakup ballad. It was a full-blown declaration of independence, an anthem of self-love where Miley made it crystal clear she didn't need anyone to buy her roses, write her love songs, or complete her. She could do all of that herself. The song wasn't just powerful, it was empowering, quickly cementing itself as one of the defining tracks of her career. But along with the success came a storm of speculation. Once again, fans turned their eyes toward the one name that has been haunting this love triangle for years, Jennifer Lawrence. The rumors of a fling between Jennifer and Liam trace back to their Hunger Games days. Their chemistry on screen was undeniable, and fans couldn't help but wonder if something was happening off camera too. The whispers never really died, but when Miley released Flowers in 2023, they came back louder than ever. The gold gown Miley wore in the music video looked almost identical to the metallic dress Jennifer Lawrence rocked on the 2012 Hunger Games red carpet, with Liam standing right beside her. To most viewers, that wasn't a coincidence. It was Miley firing a silent shot, throwing shade without ever saying a word. And the internet ate it up. Almost overnight, TikTok detectives started splicing side-by-side comparisons, running breakdowns, and flat-out declaring that Miley had finally confirmed what fans had suspected for years, that Jennifer Lawrence wasn't just Liam's co-star, but possibly the wedge in Miley and Liam's marriage. The theory spread like wildfire, and suddenly Jennifer's name was back in the headlines, being dragged into a storm she probably thought was long gone. But Jennifer wasn't about to let this narrative snowball without addressing it. In June 2023, she appeared on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, and she was asked the million-dollar question. Did she and Liam ever hook up while he was still with Miley? Without even blinking, Jennifer shut it all down. Her words were firm, sharp, and decisive. Not true. Not true. Total rumor. It was the denial heard around the world. But did it really put the rumor to rest, or did it just fan the flames even more? Jennifer Lawrence may have denied ever crossing the line with Liam Hemsworth while he was still married to Miley, but she also dropped a revelation that only made things messier. In that same conversation, she admitted that yes, she and Liam did share a kiss. But according to Jennifer, it happened after his split from Miley. That confession sent the internet into a frenzy. For some, it sounded like a neat, clean explanation, a harmless moment between two single people. But for others, it felt like the slip that confirmed years of suspicions. If there really was nothing to hide, why did Jennifer downplay it for so long? Why did it take years for her to frame it as, just after the breakup? To the skeptics, Jennifer wasn't clearing the air, she was accidentally fanning the flames. And it's not the first time she's done it. Jennifer had actually admitted to that very same kiss years earlier, during a 2015 appearance on Watch What Happens Live. Back then, she brushed it off as nothing serious, just a playful moment between close friends. Cute on the surface, sure. But when fans circle back now, in the context of Miley and Liam's collapse, it feels way less innocent. Especially when you add Liam's own words to the mix. In 2014, he publicly called Jennifer one of his best friends. That comment, paired with the confession, has kept fans side-eyeing their relationship ever since. So when Miley released her now iconic Flowers video in 2023 and the internet immediately pointed out the uncanny resemblance between her golden gown and Jennifer Hess's 2012 red carpet dress, everyone waited for Miley's reaction. And when she finally addressed it, her answer was short, sweet, but oh so loaded. Miley said, "No, but I love that dress of hers." On paper, it sounds harmless, maybe even complimentary. But fans weren't buying it. To them, it felt like Miley was slyly acknowledging the connection without outright calling Jennifer out. That tiny soundbite was enough to reignite the entire debate. So where does that leave things? Was Jennifer truly just a friend who shared one kiss after the fact, or was Miley's gold gown a subtle dagger aimed at a woman who had gotten a little too close for comfort? To complicate matters even more, Miley herself has been consistent about one thing: her marriage did not end because of cheating. She's been firm in interviews, saying, "I refuse to admit that my marriage ended because of cheating. Liam and I have been together for a decade." That's a strong statement, and it suggests that the truth behind their split is far more layered than the gossip blogs ever made it out to be. Maybe the whispers of infidelity were just one piece of a much bigger, more complicated puzzle. And just when you thought the Miley-Liam-Jennifer triangle was chaotic enough, Jennifer Lawrence's name got pulled into another Hollywood breakup that had fans reeling. In 2016, Jennifer starred opposite Chris Pratt in the sci-fi romance Passengers. Their chemistry on screen was undeniable, the steamy scenes, the tension, the longing looks, it all had tabloids foaming at the mouth. But here's the kicker: Chris Pratt was still very much married to Anna Faris at the time. Cue the speculation, and this time, it was explosive. Jennifer herself didn't exactly calm things down. In fact, she poured gasoline on the fire with a candid confession. During an interview, she admitted, "It was my first time kissing a married man, and the guilt is the worst feeling in your stomach." That raw honesty instantly became headline gold. For critics, it was the smoking gun, a sign that Jennifer had a habit of blurring the lines between her characters and her real life. For her defenders, it was just proof of her brutal honesty, an actress opening up about the awkward realities of her job. Either way, one thing was certain: Jennifer Lawrence had once again become the centerpiece of Hollywood's hottest scandal. But the question still lingers: was Jennifer simply speaking her truth as an actress, or was there something bubbling beneath the surface between her and Chris Pratt? Fans have argued about it ever since. And when Chris and Anna Faris announced their split in 2017, barely a year after Passengers hit theaters, the whispers only grew louder. To many, the timing felt way too suspicious. Think about it. First, the Hunger Games era. Jennifer and Liam's undeniable chemistry sparks rumors of an off-screen fling, even while he was on and off with Miley. Then just a few years later, Chris Pratt and Anna Faris' marriage falls apart not long after Passengers, with Jennifer right in the middle of the media storm. Two different leading men. Two different scandals. And Jennifer at the center of both. That is when gossip blogs and fan forums started coining a new label, the co-star curse. The theory? Whenever Jennifer Lawrence signs on to star opposite a major leading man, the same thing happens, rumors swirl, marriages shake, and relationships begin to crumble. It was half joke, half conspiracy, but the receipts fans point to? They're messy. There's Jennifer openly admitting that she kissed Liam off set during the Hunger Games, even if she insisted it was after he and Miley had broken up. There's her guilty confession about kissing Chris Pratt while he was still married, saying the guilt made her stomach churn. Pair those two moments with her reputation for explosive on-screen chemistry, and suddenly the narrative writes itself. Jennifer, yes, undeniable charm plus her leading men equals headline-grabbing scandals that follow her long after the cameras stop rolling. And here's the kicker, whether or not any of it is actually true almost doesn't matter anymore. The coincidences alone are juicy enough to fuel endless speculation, keeping Jennifer's name tied to Hollywood's messiest relationship dramas. And now, with Miley's mega-hit Flowers reigniting suspicions about Jennifer's closeness with Liam, her past entanglements are back in the spotlight all over again. The internet hasn't forgotten, and neither has Hollywood. At this point, Jennifer Lawrence has shifted from being just an actress to something far bigger in the eyes of gossip culture, a lightning rod for Hollywood relationship scandals. Every time her name gets linked to a co-star's romance, the conversation explodes like clockwork. To some, she's unfairly targeted, a victim of sexist double standards that always seem to place the blame on the woman. But to others? There's simply too much smoke for there not to be fire. Either way, Jennifer's name is the one that lingers long after the dust settles, tied to crumbling marriages and messy breakups, and that's a reputation that's proven nearly impossible to shake. What this endless drama really shows is just how chaotic Hollywood relationships become when the spotlight shines too bright. Jennifer has denied crossing any lines, but the whispers refuse to die down, and that's exactly what keeps fans hooked. People dissect every lyric Miley sings, analyze every dress she wears, and replay old Jennifer interviews like detectives piecing together a scandalous puzzle. Theories multiply, timelines are re-examined, and every coincidence becomes a proof. It's the Hollywood cycle of obsession, and Jennifer has found herself at the very center of it. But in all the speculation, it's easy to forget that behind the gossip are real people navigating real heartbreak. Miley Cyrus turned her failed marriage into Flowers, a worldwide anthem of resilience, independence, and survival. Anna Faris carried herself with quiet dignity after her split from Chris Pratt, proving grace is possible even while tabloids circle like vultures. These moments remind us that no matter how glamorous celebrity lives look, love lost under the spotlight cuts just as deep, if not deeper, than it does for the rest of us. Still, the big question lingers, are fans simply connecting dots that aren't there, twisting coincidences into a scandalous story? Or is there actually something to Jennifer's so-called co-star curse? Hollywood will never give us a straight answer. Maybe it's all innocent chemistry being blown out of proportion, or maybe there's a pattern hiding in plain sight, one too juicy for fans to ever stop talking about. One thing's certain, whether it's a Miley lyric, a cryptic Jennifer comment, or a glittering gown on the red carpet, people will always be watching, speculating, and connecting the dots. Because in Hollywood, the drama never dies, it just finds a new headline. So what do you think? Is Jennifer Lawrence unfairly dragged into these scandals, or do the patterns speak for themselves? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into Hollywood's messiest entanglements. Trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next.